Hey everyone, it's Healing Crystal and welcome back. Today's video we're going to do a pick a card reading on how you need to be healed for the month of July. So how pick a card readings work is you need to pause the video, look at the cards, pick whichever pile sticks out to you most and don't overthink it. It's important to remember that whatever pile you're listening to is the pile you're supposed to be listening to. If something in the reading sticks out to you, then, take it for what you want, and if nothing sticks out to you, then take that as a sign that this reading wasn't for you. Pick another pile. To be honest, when I find that the piles don't fit me, it's because I am not looking inward enough and I no longer am getting assistance right now with pick a card readings because I need to take some action. Just wanted to throw that one out there. Alright, so take a moment, pick between piles 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Alright, pile number 1. I just want to get some of these cards out. I don't know how many we're going to do. Let's just see if another one comes out because I like doing it this way. The Universal card messages for their healing message. Oopsies, we're not doing that much. We're going to do those two. Ooh, I love the colors. So what I see for you a little bit, pile 1, is we all have a light and a dark side. And I think you might be getting a little creative with the dark side in your head. And I think if you just backed up away from that, then you would be feeling a little bit better about yourself. Aquamarine is a good stone for developing psychic abilities, and it is also known for guarding against things like seduction. A lot of people don't think about it, but our own thoughts can't seduce us. We have to practice being in control of our thoughts, and I think you need to do that. I think you really need to practice mindfulness. Just do that with breathing, focus on your breath, and when your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. You are so intuitive that it can be really hard to discern your intuitive thoughts from your imagination, but just try to be really realistic with them. Think about what makes sense. And also think about if it matters, maybe you don't know if it's real or not, but do you need to? Is it relevant? Necessary? It's most likely just wasting mental energy that you could be using on something else. Selenite is for mental clarity. So yes, you should really practice mindfulness and start meditating. You can look up videos on it. There's so many guided meditations. I'll link a couple of my favorite ones down below. They do cost $15, but they are the best ones I've ever used. So the deal with meditating is you have to practice mindfulness. So a lot of times people want to quit in the beginning because it's not going how they want, but you have to practice mindfulness. And then those thoughts will stop coming. Another thing you can do to help cleanse out some of your thoughts is just do a mantra. So when I have thoughts that are dark and I've evaluated them and done what I could with them and just don't need them anymore, I tell myself that I only have thoughts that serve me. And I kind of just start to cut it off and I say I only have thoughts that serve me, and that dark thought goes away. I think you're really empathic. I think you can see people's hidden meanings behind everything. You can find if they're negative behind something they're doing and trying to be mean, you can feel that, but you can still see to the heart of people that it ultimately doesn't matter. That can be an issue when it comes to personal relationships, so I think you just might want to keep some of that to yourself. Sometimes whenever you're just so honest about someone and their negative behavior, it can be a turnoff. It sounds like you're trash talking them and gossiping about them, and you're not, so you can be caught off guard and not even know what's going on. You're like, what are you talking about? I wasn't gossiping, I was just telling the truth. But to everyone else, that is actually gossiping, and unfortunately that kind of matters a little bit. We actually do care about what people think. We don't want people going around just talking crap about us. then everyone else will get a crappy image of us. And it's not that we care about that, it's just that we don't want that energy created on our behalf over something simple like, you know, we could have just kept that to ourselves. Just talk about the good things that you see people out so that you're not caught in a gossiping situation. And with that, when you do see the good in people, don't people please them. Don't just give them what they want because you can see their pain, you know. It's not benefiting them for you to just do their battles for them, so to speak. You got to let them suffer a little bit. And also, you not people pleasing will also help you grow. You have an imbalance of energy. You need to be getting more from people, but part of it is the people weren't giving you the energy that they should have on their own, but part of it is that you let them. You never really asked for it. You're secretive. You said you didn't need help. You think you can do it on your own. You wanted to be giving. You need to be a little less like that. You've definitely been in crisis mode in your past. I feel like you've remembered something that was like earth-shattering for you. You very much quickly just like jumped into action. You started getting it together. You needed to get this stuff under control. And with this, practicing meditation, mindfulness, controlling your thoughts, you'll end up being like a lion, you know, with lots of courage. You're going to be like a whole new person. You just got to protect yourself. Don't focus on the negative thoughts. It's okay that you have them. Don't beat yourself up. Whatever they are, just don't get too creative with them. Take your creative imagination and then put it towards good use. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So this is literally telling you to meditate. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. This can be a hard one whenever you're first standing up for yourself, you know, whenever people have been used to you people pleasing them for a long time, they're actually going to be caught off guard when you stop. Unfortunately, some of these people are probably in your life because you're people pleasing them, and by not people pleasing them anymore, you're going to find out who those people are, and just keep in mind that it truly is for the best. You need to be your authentic self. It's physically painful for you to not be your authentic self. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. So whenever you're praying, don't think of what you need. You shouldn't. Lots of people start praying whenever they need something. Try to pray every day. Be grateful. That's a prayer. Say a feeling that you hope to have. Don't say that you need something, though, because we don't really manifest in times of desperation, so to speak. Sometimes we get stuck down this narrow pathway that we want to go down, so we start going on it, and we go down it, and other avenues pop up that we could take that look good, but we thought that we needed this one, so we take it. So don't act like you need it. Pray for a life you want. Take the road you see, but don't think you know what you need, because you might find that one of those avenues benefits you more. All right, pile one, this is it for your healing message for the month of July. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Okay, pile number two. I just want to get some advice cards for you from this deck. I love this deck. Okay, pile two. What I'm seeing is a whole hubbub of stuff going on. I don't think you know what's going on. I think you just know that you feel not good, you hurt, but you can't put your finger on what is making you hurt. Right off the bat, I think you need to stop drinking alcohol and drink more water. These two cards together kind of tell me that, like, yeah, definitely you need to be not drinking alcohol. You need to look at your family line and see if there's maybe an alcohol problem, because I do think that your family has a history of alcohol. And if your family has a history of alcohol, and I'm saying this to you and you're saying like, oh, you're fine, well, you still might want to reconsider it. I am a firm believer that we should just like not drink alcohol anyway. I think it's poison. I noticed my life improving a lot since I quit, and this reading tells me that you will do the same. I think we're in the same boat here. I think you'll notice a lot of improvements in your life if you stopped drinking alcohol. This card tells me that you need to purify all the areas of your life. Clean out your house, clean out your car, clean out your mind, clean out your closet, clean out everything. Get rid of everything. You need to let go of the past. If you can't let go of the stuff in your house, in your car, you haven't let go of the past then. And that's why you can't get rid of it. I find that when you free yourself from your past, it's just so much easier to get rid of stuff. That's just the way it is. How do you free yourself from your past? A really good indication is just listening to the people around you. They're usually, well, if they're the people that we love and trust, they're usually telling us what we should be listening to. And then, you know, we'll come around to it on our own terms when we're ready. But if you want to try to hurry the process along, really, really, really consider what other people are telling you. Don't just brush it off. Even if you've heard it before, give it a chance, research it yourself, put a little faith into it. I think you need to use the law of attraction. I think you're attracting negativity in your life. I think the law of attraction doesn't just work with like being positive. It's not like, yeah, I used the law of attraction and now I'm going to be positive. It's like the law of attraction's there whether you want to use it or not. It's happening. That's why it's so good to just be aware of it so you can use it in your benefit. Because right now you're telling yourself negative things. You're doing negative thoughts on yourself. You had a rough time. Something happened. See, you were content with life. Everything was like good. And then I feel like you came to this moment where you're just like, whoa, I totally thought that I was content here, but then I had all this stuff going on. I'm not healthy. I feel this way. I do this to feel good. Why do I have to do all of this to be happy? I've been happy. This doesn't make sense, right? You need to put the veil down and drop the curtains and really look at your life and see it for what it was. Don't make it worse than it was. Don't make it better than what it was. Think about your childhood. Think about what you did. What did you do in your childhood that made you happy? Who did you hang out with? Who were you hanging out with? Were you by yourself a lot? Why were you by yourself a lot? Did you talk to imaginary friends? Who were they? How did you spend your free time? Do you still do any of that? Asking yourself those questions can help bring up stuff that could help us work through our problems. But I think you did that. And now you feel deceived, either deceived within yourself from traditions that you held yourself to that you don't really think you should have. And now you're like, gosh, why did I waste my life listening to those people? I don't understand it now. How did something that made so much sense so long ago for such a long time seem so silly now? It doesn't make sense. But you are going to learn from your mistakes. I think you know that you need to stop drinking. I think you've had some experiences that have had long-term negative effects on your life, whether it was psychological effects on you or other people, or if you hurt people you love. What's worse than hurting a loved one while you're drinking? Hope is the conduit for miracles. So this card reminds me that this card also speaks about detox, and you need to stop drinking. And I'm going to tell you that when you do stop drinking, it doesn't feel good. You feel anxious, you feel bad, that's what makes you want to drink though. That's the catch. That's the withdrawal. That's the hangover. It's telling you to come back and get more. And you really have to fight that urge so hard. It is hard because usually whenever you're drinking to cover up pain, and it feels good to escape that pain, especially when you seriously can't find any other option. But you really do just have to go through the pain and do it and feel the anxiety. Hours will turn into days, days will turn into weeks, weeks will turn into months, and I promise you'll feel better. Promise you. It's not all about giving up the drinking though. It's working on the issues that caused the drinking problem. I am the dream of my dream. You're already going to switch to working on the law of attraction and being more positive. We're going to have good dreams now instead of the bad movie that we've been replaying over and over and over in our head. We're going to create a new one, and it's going to be a happy one that we want. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Always keep in mind that every negative comes with a positive. So whatever negative, traumatic past you may have experienced that led to this sort of behavior that you can't seem to work through, there's a positive to it. And if it sucked that bad, that positive is equally as good, but you've got to face it to find it. Because it's not just gonna pop up and show itself, obviously. It's not going to make itself known, so you're going to have to dig down deep to find it. All right, pile 2, that's it for your July reading. I hope it resonates with you, and I hope you have a good month. Okay, pile number 3. Oops. We're just going to take those. Oh, my winning lottery ticket's in the way. I found that in my book just now. Okay. I'm pretty sure pile 1 got this one. So if you didn't check out pile 1, maybe you want to. We're going to see if they're related. Okay. What I see here is that you are very powerful, strong, smart person, and you can make good decisions. You're very quick with your thoughts, and you know a lot. You have a lot of self-discipline as well. I think you're fine losing. I think you're a really good loser, not in a bad way. I just think it's I think you just have that attitude, look, I get it. Y'all want to win? I don't care. Go for it. I'm just here to have fun. And that's a really, 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 really good attitude to have. I think you're a little uptight though. And I think you need to relax. I don't think you have any fun now at this point. When you constantly live your life like that, you have kind of a not fun life, honestly. You're just so used to doing stuff for everyone, and then no one does anything for you because no one's ever needed to. You don't do stuff expecting anything in return. However, when you do something for someone over and over and over again and don't get anything, it just becomes obvious that you're not getting anything in return because the energy is out of balance, and that's creating issues. So the soulmate card does speak about a twin flame relationship, but I don't generally give good news with it. I think when you're looking for a twin flame relationship, you really need to look at what you're missing, because twin flame relationships, I do believe, are real. They do come to you when you aren't focused on them. So if you're all excited, oh, I got the twin flame cards, and be Well, that's what you need to work on then, because you probably have some codependency issues. And you need to ask yourself, why were you so excited for just the twin flame card? Like, oh, I'm good now. I have a twin flame. Like, that's not the point of a twin flame. You need to feel good without the twin flame card. You need to just know that you can get by. This should say yourself, and you should get more excited than you did with this twin flame card. Like, the first step in the twin flame journey is getting over the obsession. So if anything, just listen to me. If you want this relationship, stop focusing on it. Stop trying to have someone else make you happy, because you need to find your own happiness. This card also lets us know that you need to stop being uptight, kind of like this one. I mean, these are both telling me that you need to let go. You need to have fun. Stop taking life so stinking seriously, you know? And I think you know that, because right now you want justice. Your life is completely out of whack and balance in almost every single way. At least the ways that you found that you can't control. Obviously the ones that you can control are controlled. But then you just sit there and you think about the other ones, and what are you doing wrong? You seem to be doing everything right. Well, what you're not doing right is taking something for you. You're not letting you win. If you don't let you win, if you don't give you what you want, then you shouldn't sit around and expect someone else to do it for you. That's not going to happen. The way to get this relationship, if that's what you want, is to love yourself as much as you want this person to love yourself. In order to get a really good relationship, you have to love yourself as much as you want the other person to love you, because they can't love you more than you love yourself. That's not a thing that happens. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Deep down underneath your nice shell, which you are a genuine nice person, there's just this animal, this like sexy animal that's just wanting to get out and expose itself. But you're scared of what other people will think, and honestly, you're gonna have to expose it at some point, or you're hurting yourself. So, like, this is your healing message, not what you can do to make other people feel better. This is what you need to do to feel better. And you need to be your authentic self. Are people gonna say stuff? Maybe. But just tell yourself people feel great about it, and then you won't pick up on those energies too. You need to stop with the thoughts of, oh, what are they going to say about me? What if they think this? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're going to think. I don't know, actually, but the longer you hide yourself, the bigger deal it's going to be. Also, I always tell myself that to get over it. It's like, well, if I don't do it now, it's only going to get worse later. And it definitely sounds like you're someone that likes to avoid conflict, so I think you should like that advice. You cannot go through life avoiding conflict. You're going to have to balance things out in your life. Take instead of give all the time, and not be afraid to speak up. And always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Definitely need to fall back on this a little bit more. Relax. This will help you relax. When you're feeling a little bit uptight, you need to go, okay, I'm not here alone. There's really nothing to worry about. I don't need to be worked up like this. This is happening for a reason. Why could this be happening? What could I be learning from this situation right now? What benefits can come out of this situation? And then remember, you have so many spirit guides and your higher self and whoever you pray to that you can talk to, because you're truly not alone. You're connected to them, and then we're all connected together. And knowing those things can help you feel less lonely and one within yourself. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Focus on raising your vibration. There's so many good YouTube videos on just raising your vibration, retraining your thought processes, adding in a self-care routine, taking salt baths, eating a better diet, raise your vibration overall, and continue just to be the best version of yourself that you can be while seeking balance. You cannot get sucked into that life, though. You have to still be earthly while being in alignment. Once you align with love and you learn how to balance it with the earth stuff that goes on, then you won't be bothered. You're gonna have true happiness. And I think you really need to balance it, or you could get stuck with the material stuff. Because once you gain your confidence and get over your ego, because your ego's what's telling you bad stuff too, that's still an ego. It's just a, I don't know, self-abusive one. It's just the opposite of one that's too cocky. You're just not enough. In order to swing the pendulum the other way, you are going to have to get a little bit cocky. If you lean towards codependent, you got to go a little narcissistic to get to the middle. So once you go to the narcissistic side, I'm just using that as an example. Make sure you bring yourself back to the middle of the balance and don't get stuck in the material. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for your healing message for July. I hope it resonates with you, and I will see you next month. All right, pile 4, I'm going to do your healing message for July. I'm getting really good energy from your reading, to be honest. I feel like you actually work on this all the time. I feel like you probably work on it too much, so you're you're probably super excited right now, like, yes, how am I going to be healed? Well, you're doing like great, by the way, I think. Obviously, we can always do some sort of healing, but I feel like you're further along in your journey than some of the other piles. Okay. All right, I'm doing 4. You're getting 4 of these. Okay, so many people get that card. So I think you have a good relationship. I think you found your love. I feel like you're not one of those people that goes around like, oh yeah, my boyfriend's the best. I feel like he might actually be the best. I don't think you're just saying that when you say it. And I feel like now you celebrate. You're super happy. You have this great relationship. You put a lot of work into yourself. So it makes sense that you have a really good relationship and can celebrate it, because you're at that point where you're both whole and can just have fun in this nice, loving energy. And when you're in a situation like that, that makes you want to be super giving to other people, help them out, help them on their journey, and get them into the same place that you are at. I think what you need to do to heal this month is to keep in mind that even whenever you are feeling great and happy and you feel like everything's aligned in your life, you still have to do self-care. You still have to ground yourself and meditate and eat right. You can go downhill again if you don't take care of yourself. You need to keep up with it. Do you have to do it as much as whenever you're going through something rough? Probably not. But you do need to do something. I feel like when you relax, you probably relax more so with your diet and start eating food that's not good for you. I feel like you're probably really sensitive to certain diets. That's definitely something you shouldn't relax in, is your diet. Not that you should relax in anything, but just make sure you really keep that one clean. Especially if you have some serious health issues, don't mess around with that stuff, because you're like slowly doing damage. And you don't want to go down that road. Now that you've done all this healing, I think it's time for you to find your talents and your power. Now that you've gotten through this past stuff, you can really see, what's it all about? You're not here to just sort through crap that you experienced and then try to have fun through it. That's not fun. That's something we all need to try to do when we remember who we are and why we're here. That's something that's, does start being the journey. But once you get to where you are, where do you go now? Where do you go after the twin flame part? What are you two doing? What are you doing for the world? look at your ancestral line for answers. And what do people mean when they say that? Well, what I mean is look for common themes in your family. Compare it to situations in your life. Is there something that someone in your family does and then the next generation did it and the next generation did it? Is that a situation you have in your life that you might be going through? Is it uncomfortable to deal with? Because if it's uncomfortable to deal with, that's probably why you need to deal with it. We don't normally have to deal with things that we enjoy doing. We get to do those. We don't have to deal with them. You might be asking yourself, why do I have to heal an ancestral line? You might not have even had a relationship with anyone in your family, so why would you need to heal it? Because they're still your family, unfortunately. Does being related by blood mean you're always going to have a relationship with them on an earth level? No. But you do have the same blood running through your veins, and that does matter. And there's someone in your family that you love. You know, even if you have siblings you don't like, they're going to have kids and you're going to love them. So you got to do it for them. Do it for your kids if you don't want kids. I say the other ones in case you don't want kids, but it's not just you that it affects. It affects the future of your family as well. So you need to do it for them. The universe always has your back with whatever hard decision you need to make. And whenever you're having to go back and deal with ancestral stuff, it's usually a pretty hard decision that you have to make. Because if it was easy, everyone else would have done it. Sometimes the decisions that you have to make literally cut you off from the family. But it's a sacrifice that you make for your happiness and the happiness for future family members. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Don't try to overthink the situation because you're going to get what's right. When you follow your intuition, trust the universe, and it'll just give you what you need. You don't need to think about it because what you're thinking about probably isn't going to happen exactly that way. You're going to be fulfilled in a better way. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So yeah, also think about things you're avoiding. Is there someone that you don't like thinking about? A song you don't like to hear? People blocked on your Facebook? Why? Why are they? You probably need to deal with them. Dealing with them doesn't mean having a relationship with them. You still need to forgive them for stuff. Do you have to write a big long love letter saying you forgive them? No. Forgive them for you and for their soul. But move on. Forgive them and don't talk to them again. I don't know. You don't have to have everyone in your life. Don't have just any old person in your life because they said sorry or didn't mean to. But if you're triggered by something, that's a very good sign that that's one of the things that you need to revisit and work on. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again, I choose love. So yes, you have some ancestral stuff to deal with that's been difficult that everyone's chosen to not do, basically. And you get to choose now. Now it's your turn. And you're going to choose love. I know that. That's why you're here with this reading. So if you're looking for a go ahead to make a hard decision, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do what's best for you, because what's best for you makes it so that you can be good for everyone else in your family. All right, pile number 4, that's it for your July reading. I hope it resonated with you, and I will see you next month.